We don't give a fuck when they speak English. But I'm talking about Chinese immigrants. They're coming over here, working hard to speak to us in their second language, right? Not an easy language to go from Mandarin to English, tones and tongue positions, but they work hard to communicate with us. We do not reciprocate the same all.
Let's do linguistic analysis. In this video, he's talking about when he went to China, he spoke Chinese and everyone was really impressed, but that when people from China come to the United States and try to speak English, no one's impressed. And more than that, immigrants from other countries such as China often receive criticism if their English isn't perfect. This is an example of language privilege or linguistic privilege, which is when we receive either advantages or disadvantages based off of the language or languages that we speak. So for example, English has become a dominant language for communication in business, law, and academia worldwide. There are people who live in countries like the United States who grow up speaking English as a first language, but beyond that, there are millions of people who learn English as a second language. And because of that, the standards for someone's English seems to be much higher than the standards for someone learning a language that isn't commonly taught. So non-native learners of English are often held to native speaking standards, and that's despite the fact that there are more learners of English as a second language than there are native speaking English speakers in the world today. There are plenty of other examples of language privilege as well. Language privilege is also prevalent in communities where people speak the same first language. So think about your neighborhood and think about different accents or dialects you might hear. I would guess that there are some accents that are stigmatized more than others are. And I would also guess that people who speak maybe these more stigmatized dialects can also speak or code switch into the mainstream or standard dialect in your region. So this idea of language privilege has really important implications, not just in terms of social aspects, but in terms of language change as well. Language is a really complicated skill that's uniquely human, and it's something that we all possess. So instead of using language as a tool or an excuse to divide us, I think we can use it to bring us together.